Hello everybody and welcome to Reed's Reads Spider-Man Crawl Space Edition. Please check us out at the spidermancrawlspace.com. Well, I'm here everyone to review Sinister War issue 2, aka Part 2, Part 3, depending on what angle you want to go with the different types of comics here and everything. So let's talk about what happens in the Sinister War issue 2. So, first of all, the pros. I have to say this kind of doesn't waste any time. We actually get a lot of information of how all the different Sinister Forces actually got sent after Spider-Man. Seeing them assemble, all their motivations between the superior foes, the Sinister Syndicate, and of course the Casino Royale, as they've been dubbed too. And it's really interesting here because we really see how Kindred's actually manipulating them. And the truth is, it's actually very interesting that he's used the different types of centipedes to cause the not quite mind control, but actually pain receptors, and having them be hit with pains of their former sins. That it feels like double, and that's what actually has been motivating them and pushing them to do it. When one issue, as they said, get Spider-Man, and if you have to trample over the other guys, then go for it. And it's really interesting how Kindred actually pretty much puts all the different Sinister Forces in their place, and from Taskmaster trying to get into him to him snapping his fingers on all the members of the Sinister Syndicate as well as members of the Casino Royale. So I really like how it is, and of course once they get thrown at Spider-Man, it's extremely brutal because he doesn't know what to do. Because what's so funny is it kind of leads to a little comedy, because some of them are trying to save them because they want Spider-Man for Kindred themselves, not knowing that Kindred actually sent them all against each other with the upcoming new current Sinister Six and Savage Six battling it all out. So there's a lot of interesting mystery, but I really like how it is. There's also nice little pieces like exactly how Sasha Kravinoff, the sister Craven, actually got put on the Sinister Syndicate, them also making references to the Sinister Seven back during the Clone Saga, and actually her coming after Spider-Man is not only a surprise to the reader and Spider-Man, but also to the other Sinister Forces. Would like, whoa, where'd she come from? And she doesn't waste any time with pretty much just literally stabbing Spider-Man in the back to take him out, when of course the superior foes were technically trying to save them. And then the fact that people like Overdrive are kind of using the superior foes to not only help Carly, but also the fact that they can get a reputation if they do this with Spider-Man, but also the fact that they can get into the big leagues again with the bad guys, as we find out from the various ones. So it's actually a lot of action, but a lot of building a lot of important points we didn't know what was happening in the main series or in issue 1. But that kind of leads us to the cons here. I mean, basically Kindred puts all these guys together saying how it is, and of course they even mention how Kindred just said bring him back. They didn't care if he was alive or dead. As long as we take Spider-Man to him, we don't care. And you immediately kind of scratch your head like, wait, but Kindred's already told all of them and has manipulated all of them. They've seen them face to face, or the fact that they know about these problems. So the fact that they don't seem to realize they're kind of double crossing each other is a kind of a confusion. Also, there's a little bit of art inconsistency. Why Mark Bagley handles a lot of the bigger stuff with the action scenes, which is actually beautiful. The work by Neves and Gomez isn't bad. Sometimes it's hit or miss depending on the scenes. The quieter scenes are nice, getting everything set up, but it kind of really distracts from the story between this is the now and this is here, and this is now and this is here, and you kind of want to look at one artist but not the other. So it causes some breaks for it and a few other things, but it really kind of puts a lot of the key factors in, even explains why Sasha was not part of Hunted, and even bringing into why each of the Sinister Forces are not only after Spider-Man, but also what they're trying to do. So it actually is pretty well done, which will lead into the upcoming issue here in a couple weeks. So I'm actually going to give it an A-. It really filled in a lot of gaps with the pieces are all kind of in a big, well, duh, we're all working for the same kind. He just said, hey, if you kill each other, that's okay, but hey, no problem, just bring me Spider-Man and we'll all move over here. And I think it's interesting that Kindred actually knows that a lot of these members of the various Sinister factions actually do not like each other. So he's playing on that too, but it leads to some very interesting dynamics, but really kind of going to the point too, where the fact is they don't seem to all at the fact that with all the centipedes in their minds that Kindred could actually kill them with a snap of his fingers. They're all kind of like, hey, survival of the fittest, as long as one of us gets Spider-Man first, we'll get these centipedes out of our heads and move on. But at the same time, we're kind of getting a cool rep. So it's not bad, but I will give it an A-. And on that note, guys, that's all she's going to write for this part of Reed's Reads. Please check us out, the Spider-Man Crawl Space Edition. Also, look forward to some upcoming updates and reviews here with different effects, as well as some of our different social medias from Instagram to Discord that you can follow on us here in these upcoming reviews here. As we get closer to the big part of Spider-Man Beyond this fall, I hope to actually be updating the studio a little bit more with some more streamlined pieces. So I look forward to that, and thank you for everyone for making the Spider-Man Crawl Space, an amazing website, especially after the podcast itself for 15 years. So please join us there or look for us on Discord or the main website if you can. And on that note, guys, I am out of here, and I'll see you on the Crawl Space.